Okay. Let's see. We're out of ammo already. Temp keeps rising again. Today was +8. Tomorrow's supposed to be +9. Go away, summer. Jeez, Epic. If 9 degrees is your summer temperature, I know someone who would feel very, very sorry for you. Oh, hey, there's a bounty. 6,000. All right. Stanton. We're in Stanton. North Rock. Well, whatever. Let's see if this one will actually go. Oh, looks like it is. Oh, I got it. Uh-oh. How far away are you? Ooh, Delamar. Wow, that's, it seems to be a ways out. $526. So it's about a fifth of my fuel to get there. Okay, this might take a couple minutes to arrive at. $22 million clicks. All right. Well, this might take a second or two. Um, 88 degrees. That's like about what it is here, isn't it? I don't automatically know the math between Fahrenheit and Celsius. Seems to me it doesn't get really hot until you hit the sort of mid-90s, something like that. We were about 81. Okay. It's also been pretty, like, summer wise, it's been relatively cold. It's like, hello, I'm 21 degrees. I'll be your temperature for the summer. We'll bring you cloudless skies, a little bit of rain, a few forest fires. It's all fine. Gonna find ourselves our bounty. 31.5-ish. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, that's that would definitely qualify as hot then. Yeah, I'm mentally, I must be checked out. I was off by at least 10 degrees Celsius. So yeah. I can definitely sympathize with you there, Epic. We've been hitting those temperatures sort of inside my house. It's sometimes been getting about that hot, but that's because it tends to store a lot of heat in the shingles and stuff like that. So No AC, so you have the same problem. Yeah, I can relate. I don't know. On one hand, I don't like having AC in the house because there's so many computers. The heat from the computers end up fighting with the AC. I do have sort of a basement, so it's relatively cool down here. Um, so it just never seems to be that necessary, you know. Um, Not enough to have laid out a couple $100 on the AC unit anyway. That, and for many years I was married to a person who absolutely detested air conditioning and would not have it in the house under any circumstances. So, meh, got used to it. Yeah, she wouldn't even let me use it in the car. It was, it's fine. 24 below is good for you. Yeah, I hear you there. I grew up in the Canadian prairie, so I mean, the I've sometimes electively done work trips to go back into uh, you know, places like Winnipeg in like January, just because I hadn't seen winter in a few years. That might have been, you know, a little excessive way to do that, like all at once, but you know, it's all good. 2021 is your perfect spot. Yeah, I hear you there. Yeah, for me it's like 18. It's glorious. M looks at me really weird when I say that now. Uh, oh, we overshot our bounty. Okay. Let's see what we can do about finding this guy. Should not have to spend this so far away. Well, yeah, but still, it's like 300 clicks. Doesn't seem to want to let me set a route for it. Okay. Fine. We will just fly to it then. Space is big, yes. Space is really big. Cannot underestimate exactly how big it is. Gotta love Douglas Adams. Okay, I think my vector's on pretty well. Heard that Star Citizen speed limits are faster than elites. Could be. Most of the ships seem to top out around 1200-ish. And what I did here is got it up to top speed, but then cut the engines and coasted. Which isn't really the way you're supposed to do it, but whatever. I don't know what the speeds are for Elite. I haven't actually got into playing that one yet. It's going to be a tricky one. Because, of course, they have planets, and they have space around the planets, and then they have the planets ostensibly going to be moving around each other. Only get to 800 when boosting with a shift specifically for it. Yeah. Well, and I mean, that was the issue. So for Kerbal, they ended up having to do a lot of things to get the Kraken at bay, and one of them is above about 750 meters a second. Basically, each tick, the pieces of the ship would sometimes move so far that the floating point errors would cause issues in the physics engine, because they were moving through the world so fast. So they actually had to, what they did is, after a certain speed, they start moving the world coordinates around the ship in order to have things not blow up. And I can kind of understand the point for this game or anything like it as well. If you want to be able to shoot anyone in sight and do that kind of, any kind of dog fighting type of thing, you have to get pretty close, and you cannot have relative speeds, you know. Yeah, like in Kerbal, your orbital speed is 2200 meters a second. So your crossing speeds, and I've run, you know, satellites within 400 kilometers of each other, 400 meters of each other. But at 2.2 and 2.2 the other way, crossing at about, you know, 3.6, every tick, which is like 1/20th of a second or something like that, you're looking at something moving 150 meters. The ships are only, you know, tens of meters long, right? So you could have two ships coming at each other, and they tick through each other before the colliders can even register. So all of a sudden, basically teleport from one side of the object to the other side of the object without calculating anything in between, just because of the closing speeds, right? So I can see how that's going to be an issue, and you know, so but I think they are probably making things like the coordinate system and whatnot more difficult than it needs to be. Oh, there you go again, Epic. Actually, you know what? How do I do that? Epic, remind me to add you the regulars when I get a second. I'm not going to be able to do this while I'm, you know, locating a bounty here, but what am I looking for here? Where'd he go? Well, I get the feeling this guy forgot to spawn again. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, indeed. Like, where'd he go? Where'd who go? Oops. Did I accidentally hit withdraw? Damn. Ah, nuts. I did. I meant to do untrack, but okay. Fine. Well, at least this guy is nearby. Let's go see if we can help him out. Hmm. Grind seems to be on par with Elite. Yeah. Um. Well, let's at least, yeah, well, okay, so the economy is far from set so far. So, yeah, a lot of the amounts do seem a little odd. But it's
drive is now off.
Nothing's really set as far as that goes. All right, we'll see. Is there any settlements on Delamar I can use? I don't think there is. Huh.
Quantum drive is now on.
Yeah, well, and
Is now
it's kind of funny because I have I sometimes have a hard time figuring out their thoughts on certain things. 181. What do you think? OM3. Let's see if that'll get us a little closer.
quantum drive is now on.
But like they talk about their coordinate systems, like because people want a compass, right? And then they make noises about how they want people to, have to be able to sell locations of things or whatever. And it's like, well, like there's ways to make that kind of information have not enough persistence that a regular grid system is not necessarily going to help you. But yeah. So what was the point of all this? So the top speed issue. Like you can't have ships have a top speed that's lower than what the planet needs to take to go around, or a moon needs to take to go around another planet. Stuff like this. But they have quantum drive, so they can kind of magically reappear in different areas of space. And it's not like you have to actually, or anyone's going to want to, travel the distance in between. Doing a couple hundred meters a second, you're not going to run 33 million kilometers across, even Crusader, never mind, over to Hurston. So they can kind of have the sphere of influence around each body sort of be a bubble where, the space is effectively fixed in relation to that body. And then you just magically quantum from body to body into each sphere of influence. And that should take care of most of the problem. And then the coordinate system is just a matter of, within each sphere, link it to the planet that it's based around, have a north, south, up and down, and latitude, longitude. It's all very... It always sounds like they're trying to make it far more complicated than it needs to be, because it's like they're trying to reinvent things all the time. So boy, did I overshoot. Okay, so it takes about 10 kilometers to turn around and slow down. I'm gonna have to try and remember that. Real space and super cruise and jump. Yeah, and this game looks like it'll have something similar. There's going to be sort of wormholes, I think, to go jumping from system to system. But then there's quantum travel, which gets you between the planets in the system, and then it's real-time space cruising for combat and, to and from the ground, to and from whatever. Okay. What's this guy's name? How do we respond to the beacon? Oh, don't run into... Yeah. So, combat assistance here to assist, notwithstanding playing bumper cars. Yeah, it was a 1K fine for, yeah, well, you know, rubbing is racing. I don't know why he's not cooperating today. Alan Amory. 24 meters. What? I don't know who that would be. Okay. So I don't think there's an actual physical beacon over here. That would be kind of weird. But really? Oh, there's someone in there. Hmm. And of course I don't have a multi-tool to get in there, so... Okay, seriously? Rate your experience. I guess that was not a, uh-oh. Getting into my ship killed me. Didn't even need a ladder. Well, that was kind of a bummer. Well, definitely not as successful as the last time I started up on 6.1 or 3.60. We had 66 grand by the end of the night. Although I did spend like 10 grand on gear, so certainly not a complete failure, but it's definitely Yeah, bug report. Very possibly. It's definitely something I've had with various ships trying to get in when in space. Can definitely be hazardous to your health. Okay. Well, I guess we better claim that. Anyway, I think we're gonna call it there for the night. I have, you know, work to do the next day, sort of thing. So, I think we'll call it there. And yeah, we'll see about finding time to carry on with other Star Citizen shenanigans. Well, what are we at? June, July, August, September. So we're probably still about a month out from 3.7. And of course, with the delays that they've had with various patches, there's probably going to be a 3.62 in the next couple weeks. And then 3.7 is pretty much on the heels of that. So we'll see what ends up happening. Yeah, Epic, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming by to chat. Lark Spirit, you too. Everybody else who came to chat or lurk or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's definitely bedtime for bears and everybody else. So, I'll see if we can find somebody else to go say hi to. So feel free to stick around if you want to pop into. It'll probably be more Star Citizen action. I don't know. Let's go see. Well, I'll find somebody while credits are rolling. So how about that? All right. Have a good night, all. Peace out.